Imagine traveling 400 million years back in time to a world where oceans cover the Earth and giant prehistoric creatures dominate the planet. Would you survive? Get ready for an epic journey to the Devonian Period. Today we're going to discover what it would be like to survive on a planet where nothing is as we know it. What would you do if you were transported to the Devonian, a world without trees, full of terrifying creatures and an endless ocean? Stay tuned until the end to learn everything you need to know to survive. But wait, the most terrifying part is yet to come. Because not only would you have to survive giant sea monsters, but also a land that's just beginning to awaken. What you're about to discover could change the way you view Earth's history. You can't miss it. It's the early Devonian period. The Earth is a desolate place, almost lifeless on land. 85% of the surface is covered by oceans, and the few beings living on land are small and insignificant. The atmosphere, heavy with carbon dioxide, is dense and warm. Plants haven't evolved enough to colonize the land yet, but not all hope is lost. To survive, the first thing is to find shelter. In this world, there's no wood to make fire, but moss is everywhere. Imagine covering yourself with it for protection, or maybe even inventing a seashells and fish bones fashion. The prehistoric style is definitely a challenge. And here's where things get complicated. The oceans are full of sea monsters, and some of them are way more dangerous than any modern shark. Placoderms, armored fish with massive jaws, roam the seas. These apex predators can grow over 10 meters long, and they won't hesitate to devour you. If you manage to escape the water, you still have to face the first land inhabitants. Strange creatures like Tiktaalik, a fish with legs, might be your closest neighbors. These animals are the ancestors of the first land vertebrates. If you encounter one, run. Now what about food? With few plants to forage and no fire to cook, your diet will consist of raw shellfish, mollusks, and arthropods. If you're lucky, you might catch some fish, but remember, the ocean is full of predators waiting for you. As time progresses, the world changes. Vascular plants start to cover the land, and trees finally appear. But beware, this change comes at a cost. Marine life is affected by the surplus of nutrients released into the water by the plants, creating an oxygen deficit. Can you survive this new ecological chaos? Now that sea predators are less numerous, the enemies on land become more powerful. Dunkleosteus, giant fish with steel-like jaws, continue to terrorize, but new threats start emerging on land, such as the first giant insects and other amphibious predators. Eventually, you might begin to build something more permanent. With more plants around, the first tall trees make their appearance. You might even find wood to create tools and more stable shelters. But the question remains, will you be able to adapt to the change, or will you fall victim to the dangers of this ancient world? If you've ever imagined living in such a wild world, what strategies would you use to survive? Leave your ideas in the comments and subscribe to see more prehistoric adventures like this one. Would you like to take another trip to the past? Don't forget to like, and we'll see you in the next one. If you thought the Devonian period was crazy, wait until you see what happens when dinosaurs arrive. That will be another episode. See you soon, brave time travelers.